Good evening and thank you for letting us join your group tonight. My name is Benoît Werner and this is my associate Jan Plankel. We're here tonight to introduce a web application that we have created for interpreters that is called Interpreters Help. Interpreters Help allows interpreters to manage their glossaries and interpretation assignments. It also allows conference interpreters to quickly search for terms when sitting in the booth. I will briefly introduce the project, then Jan is going to do a demo or explain a little bit more the features. So Jan and I are both freelancers in web development and IT project management. We've created Interpreters Help for my sister Céline that some of you can see on the picture. She is a conference interpreter and she has graduated from the Monterey Institute of International Studies in California. So after graduation in 2004, she asked me if I could develop a software that would allow her to quickly search for terms when sitting in the booth. She was using a Mac and there was no resources back then, at least on the Mac. So in 2013, so almost 10 years later, I started working on the project, better later than never. And to develop the best possible tool, I analyzed a way of working and creating glossaries, and thus I could better identify her needs. So when my sister was getting ready for a conference, she mostly created her glossaries in Word documents, sometimes also in Excel files. She was using the documents sent by the clients beforehand to extract the terminology. She also tried to put all her glossaries in one single Excel file with tags, but she was never up to date with this file. So she also had often trouble finding one specific glossary on her computer because she had hundreds of them. My sister was also doing a research online, looking for material, but also existing glossaries to make sure she had the most important vocabulary on the subject. She was regularly working in a team. Before the conference, team members would send one another glossaries and important documents, interesting articles. There were always problems like forgetting an email attachment or using Dropbox to share a file, and not everybody knew how to use a Dropbox, or not having the wrong email address of a colleague. So also my sister was often the black sheep because she was using a Mac and there were often compatibility issues with the documents on the Mac. To sum it up, teamwork was often really tedious. So this was for preparation. Then in the booth, my sister would open her glossary and the document she needed while interpreting. If she needed to look up for a term, she would use the find function in Word. Sometimes she knew that the term she was looking for was in a different glossary on her hard drive, so she would even use the global search of her Mac. So when I saw a way of working, I figured it would be interesting to develop a tool to improve glossary management and improve teamwork. Keeping in mind that my sister originally wanted to be able to search quickly her glossaries and to do so even without an internet connection. So with all this information, I started working out the architecture of Interpreters Help. I talked to Jan and he joined me on the project. So on Interpreters Help, interpreters can create glossaries from a web browser. They're saved on the cloud. It works on tablets and on mobile phones. It is possible to share a glossary with a colleague as read-only or with editing rights, and thus working together on the same glossary. Colleagues can also work as a team for a specific assignment and share glossaries and documents with the whole team. No need to send emails anymore. We back up our server on a daily basis and everything is stored safely. I'm mentioning this because when my sister started to work as a freelancer, she had a major breakdown on her hard drive and she lost all her data and among them hundreds of glossaries that she had created during her studies. My sister wanted to access her glossaries offline. Therefore, we created a native Mac application and we called it Boostmate. Today, there is also a Windows version and we're actively working on an iPad version. It will be released by the end of April. So when she's done working on her glossary, she just opens Boostmate and the app synchronizes all the glossaries to her local computer. Once in the booth, my sister can use Boostmate to do her research very quickly, whether there is an internet connection or not. We have also created a public glossary platform called Glossary Farm, so Interpreters Help members can share their glossaries publicly if they wish to do so. I will now give the floor to Jan for the demo, or for the for talking about the features.
Yeah. So, like Benoit said before, the platform is composed of a website and of a computer application. The website allows you to manage all your glossaries, and the computer application for Windows or Mac is used to access your glossaries offline in the booth and to do very, very fast searches for terms. So on Interpreters Help, we allow you to import your existing glossaries. We import from Microsoft Word, Excel, and OpenOffice. For the Word files, we import the tables inside of the Word files. When you create a glossary, you are asked to add some tags on your glossaries, which you can use to organize them. You also have the possibility to create private glossaries or public glossaries. The model we chose for the pricing is that the platform is totally free for public glossaries and you only pay for private glossaries. And you have access to unlimited public glossaries or private glossaries. We made the choice to use a built-in list of languages in the application in order to normalize the column names in your glossary, which is making them easier to share with colleagues. You can, of course, create your own custom columns. And we also propose special columns for definitions and comments. So Benoit told you that we allow you to share glossaries with the whole world. So if you choose to do so, your glossaries are inside of the section we call the Glossary Farm. It's a database of glossaries which you can use under the license Creative Commons for free. And you can copy them to your account, modify them as you wish. All your glossaries are searchable online via the web platform, but also offline with the Mac app or the Windows Mac, and soon, very soon, the iPad app also. On the platform, we keep a full history of the changes occurring on your glossaries so that you can easily track the modifications, especially if you are sharing glossaries with editing rights with colleagues so that you can follow who made which modification. You also have a full history of the imports that you made inside of a glossary, so that you can even revert some imports if you made a mistake while importing a file inside of one of your glossaries. The application is also allowing you to manage your assignments. So as an interpreter, you have assignments, and you can create like an assignment sheet and share it with colleagues who are going to work with you on an assignment. And you can connect the glossaries to an assignment and keep track of the context in which a glossary was created. And you can share, obviously, on this assignment page all the details about the venue, the documents, and everything. I'm going to tell you just about two features we plan to do in the very next future. So first, the iPad version coming in April 2016. And after that, we'll be working on a learning mode to help to memorize glossaries and prepare for conferences. And I think that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.